Yes, students, we are back with the topic. We were discussing about the placenta, which is an important connecting link between the maternal blood and the fetal blood. So, this serves as a connecting link between the fetal blood and maternal blood. Close enough to permit the exchange of material between these two. About its structure, it is reddish brownish, whose size is just nearly about the dinner plate, about 1 kg weight, and at the center forming the umbilical cord attached with the umbilical cord attached nearly its center consists of chorion. Large number of branching villi from the vascular chorion, villi-like structure from the vascular chorion penetrate the corresponding pits, the crypt formed by the uterine wall. As you can see in the structure, large number of these branching villi from the vascular chorion penetrate the corresponding pits, the crypt formed by this uterine wall. This red color, that is a uterine wall. It penetrates the corresponding pit, the crypt formed by these uterine wall. The latter become very thick and highly vascular to receive the villi. The intimate connection established between the fetal membrane and the uterine wall is known as hemochorial placentation. That is known as hemochorial placenta. The placenta has two parts. One part which is contributed by the fetus, that is chorionic villi, also known as fetal placenta. The another part which is contributed by the mother, that is uterine wall. Called the maternal placenta. So, now about its function. Firstly, it is a connecting link, so that will definitely help in exchange of the material between the fetal blood and the maternal blood. So, coming to the function of placenta. First, exchange of materials like food, water, minerals, vitamins, hormones, antibodies, oxygen from the maternal blood to the fetal blood. Second one, and also in the removal of excretory waste like carbon dioxide, urea and many other metabolic waste, that is from the fetal body to the maternal blood. Second, in the digestion, as a digestive organ, it also acts as a digestive organ because the outermost layer, trophoblast of the placenta, it digests the protein. Trophoblast digests the protein. So also act as a digestive organ. Third one, that is, it also acts as a respiratory organ. As it allows the diffusion of the oxygen and carbon dioxide between the maternal blood and the fetal blood. It also acts as a excretory organ. Because that help in the removal of the nitrogenous waste. It help in the removal of nitrogenous waste like urea from the fetus to the maternal blood. Beside all these roles, the placenta also act as a endocrine organ, because placenta secrete hormone like HCG, human chorionic gonadotropin, estrogen, progesterone, human placental lactogen. All these hormones, they are required for maintaining the pregnancy. It also act as a storage organ. It also act as a storage organ, as placenta store the glycogen for the fetus until the fetus is not developing the liver. Till then, it is storing the glycogen for the fetus. Okay, so that means it is a barrier between the maternal blood and the fetus. It's a barrier between the mother and the fetus. Virus and bacteria also cross the placenta, but this is effect by certain antibodies, but their effect is diluted by certain antibodies, globin and antitoxin passing in the same direction. So that was about the function of the placenta, which is developing for the exchange of material between to provide the nutrition to the developing fetus. It provides the nutrition from the mother to the developing embryo. Now after the development of the embryo, means once the embryo get fully development of the embryo, that is once the gestation period get over, the process called parturition take place, in which the fully developed or fully formed young one from the mother's uterus is expelled out. It's an act of expelling. It's an act of expelling fully developed young one from the mother uterus. From the mother's uterus at the end of gestation, means after the development, fully maturation of the young one. Now total pregnancy period, that is near about 280 days or 9 months in case of women, 280 days or 9 months. Once the young one matures on its maturation after 9 months, it gives a signal. The fully mature fetus, it gives a signal in the form of certain hormone from the fetus to the mother uterus. Now these hormones, which are released from the fully developed fetus, the fully developed fetus, it gives certain signal to the mother uterus in the form of hormone, or that is also called as fetal ejection reflex, also called as fetus ejection reflex. Through the placenta, they reaches the maternal blood. After reaching the maternal blood, these hormones, they give a stimuli for the secretion of oxytocin. They give a stimuli for the secretion of oxytocin from the posterior pituitary. Gland. Revising again, once the gestation period, means young one fetus get mature, it will give a reflex called fetal ejection reflex for the expulsion out of the mother uterus. That signal is in the form of hormone that passing through the placenta. It reaches the maternal blood. From the maternal blood, it gives a stimuli to the posterior pituitary gland to release the hormone oxytocin. To release the hormone oxytocin. Oxytocin, it stimulates uterine contraction. It stimulates uterine contraction. Means once the uterine contraction start, that will help in expelling the baby from the uterus. Process of parturition. On the another side, this oxytocin, it stimulates placenta to release, to secrete prostaglandin. Another hormone, prostaglandin, which stimulates more and more contraction, vigorous contraction in the uterus, that will give a positive feedback to the posterior pituitary gland to secrete more and more oxytocin. And also, as a result of more oxytocin, that will also result in the releasing of the prostaglandin. That will increase the rate of contraction of uterine wall, and that will generate a forceful muscular contraction. Of the uterine wall, that will facilitate the process of parturition. Revising again, the fully developed fetus will give a fetal ejection reflex, that will give a signal that will reaching to the maternal blood, that will stimulate the posterior pituitary gland to secrete the oxytocin, which stimulate the uterine contraction, that help in the parturition. On the another side, there is oxytocin. It stimulates the placenta to secrete prostaglandin, which stimulate more and more contraction of the uterus. Both these, they are giving the positive feedback to secrete more oxytocin and prostaglandin. As a result of further secretion, that will help in forceful muscular contraction of the uterine wall, and that will facilitate the parturition process.